We're live.
We're live.
It could happen to you, Phoenix
We're live. We're recording. Phoenix could happen to you too.
and Dick. It
I
happened.
really wish we switched names here.
That's pretty much how that
Dick
works.
could happen to you.
Dick 211.
211. All right. Yeah, let's do themes.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't feel like doing the whole purge intro.
That's fine. I don't want to.
These
I don't
two
want to do
movies
it.
do not deserve it.
Oh God, no.
Welcome to B Movie Battle 73. Nick Cage cast 50. That's right, 50 times.
I don't know if you're scraping the bottom of the barrel here with these Nick Cage movies. Granted, I didn't. I'll say it right now. I didn't hate. It could happen to you.
Okay.
I didn't hate it.
First, we're going to do things a little differently with the verses. We're not going to go one and the other. We're going to kind of talk about one thing of both movies.
Okay, yes.
Move along. Only because I don't want to sit here all night talking about these movies because they do not.
It's your world, boss.
And what's he saying? And it looks good.
Oh, no, it's your barbecue and it smells good.
Smells good. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you.
Much better movie.
It Could Happen to You from 94 versus 211 from 2018. First movie, the first thing I have is the plot setup. We'll just do the very intro of the movie. It Could Happen to You. I'll let you take that because you said you didn't mind it. So you go ahead and just describe the opening plot points.
It's just Dick Cage is a cop. He's married to Rosie Perez, Puerto Rican woman living in Spanish Harlem. She works as a hair technician, and he goes to a restaurant, and Bridget Fonda's the waitress. She's having a bad day. She had to file for bankruptcy because of her husband, who's Stanley Tucci, who's wonderful. Stanley Tucci's always good. He's a scumbag. Always good. So he's ruining her life. She's in debt. She's bankrupt. So she's working this shit job in a shit diner. And Nick Cage comes and buys coffee. They have to go on a call. He goes, look, I don't have any money for the coffee, so let me. Oh, there it is.
Doesn't have money for the tip.
Doesn't have money for the tip. So he goes, well, here's the deal. I'll come back, double your tip tomorrow, or I can give you half of this lottery ticket if I win. She goes, yeah, whatever. And so he just leaves. Then they win because Rosie Perez usually uses the 26. But it's this time, Nick Cage used 25.
Because she thinks,
or 26. No, she says 27. He says 26. And so the anniversary is off. And he just says, I just used 27. She goes, oh my God, why'd you do that? And then they get the numbers. And 26 is the magic number.
Yeah. Well,
and they win the $4 million.
I think it was 26. 26 is their anniversary. What she thinks is the anniversary. So she usually chooses 26 or 25th because that's the real anniversary. She thinks it's the 26th, but her dead father told her. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's all in the end. But
she says it in the movie, though, at that point. She does say that. She did say, my dead father came to me in a dream.
Yeah. I have a much harder time describing my. I guess it's my movie now. I'll just say I'll take 211. Fine.
Please do.
Let me grab it. You were describing. I only have this on DVD. It Could Happen to You with Guarding Tess.
Wow.
But I have 211 on Blu-ray because nobody fucking wanted this thing. So I got
nobody wants 211 sucks a big fat cock.
211 was. The opening scenes are like a bad Bond movie, but it's like if the guys from what's the Stallone movies,
Expendables,
it's like that sort of quality. It's terrible. All of the actors sound like they're doing. I'm doing a bad guy voice. One of them is Cage's son.
Was it really
Wesley Cage? He's the guy with the beard, the bigger dude.
Oh my God! Really, I did not realize that.
Son. And but they steal some. Okay, starts off with some dorky guy, and then who looks like Gary from Are You Afraid of the Dark, and some foreign lady, and it's clearly shot in like Serbia. And they steal some stuff and secure some money. They go outside, they get shot, and then it cuts to some beautiful Interpol agent getting pulled and going after these guys, and I can never follow her. Her scenes are entirely pointless. Everything she does
Nope.
doesn't matter.
Don't even
She
care.
shows up after the fact the entire movie. The
There's
main
just one-
plot, though, is Cage and a guy who looks like, so much so that I thought it was the other Hemsworth brother, Luke Hemsworth. I thought it was him, but instead it's consists of him and Cage are partners, they're cops, and they have a ride along, and they're going to teach him, but instead they get pinned down in a bank robbery. That's the main setup.
And it's also his son-in-law.
Yes, he's also a son-in-law who just found out his wife is pregnant.
He's having a baby.
And she doesn't talk to Cage anymore because drama and blah blah blah.
Now conflict.
So it sounds like to me, just without seeing it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, they don't talk because her brother is a psychotic ex-ranger who's killing people, robbing banks. Because I'm gonna assume that they're all related in this movie.
Oh, okay. I have no problem with your headcanon.
It makes more sense that way because it doesn't make any sense any other way.
It is Cage's real life son, so
I'm gonna say that's his sister, and he left his dad because his dad was a cop, never was at home, so he joined the military, and he went on this nutcase rampage as a special forces agent. And what happened was he got with a bad crew, and he's like, "Well, my dad's a cop in Boston. I want to go rob the bank in Boston and kill my dad."
He almost does
and get money.
He has him in his crosshairs at one point.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, that's the better movie because this movie sucks. This movie is the bad guys are so inept and stupid. They're the worst bumbling idiots ever. All for like $1 million, which is nothing because they've made themselves like most wanted #1 because they've killed innocent people in a bomb to cover the fact that they're robbing a bank. But then that plan doesn't work anyway because all the cops come to the bank.
We're getting too far along here.
I'm sorry.
Intro. We're touching base.
I get upset with this movie so much.
I did mention that. Do you remember I showed you a long time ago Nick Cage and like his emo goth son? This is him.
I thought his emo goth son was a rock star, like a musical guy.
No, this is him.
Oh, okay.
This is Wesley Cage.
Oh, okay.
Look at him.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what he looks like in that movie.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Same guy.
Yeah.
And here's that's not him.
He invented ghost metal. That's what it just said.
Did it really?
It said Nick Cage's son invented ghost metal. Good for him.
Oh my god, what is ghost metal?
I don't know.
I need to find out, but I want to play it because I hate metal.
That's why I like the
you see those subgenres of metal.
You see those pictures, and you know what? Nick Cage is a good dad. You gotta give him that. He's a good, caring dad. I think he loves his kids.
I don't doubt that.
Supportive. I think he's a good guy. I really like Nick Cage a lot.
Yeah.
As a person, he's a good dude. As an actor, he's a good actor, but he's kooky. He just makes these kooky roles. It's whatever.
He gets super into whatever he's reading at that time, and he reads like really weird, random stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, he's just like, I've been reading Nietzsche lately. So,
yeah.
And you're like, you're playing Dracula. Yeah. Okay, have fun. Christ, Cage.
Oh, listen, here's the thing. I've been looking at myself in the mirror lately. So I've been having this existential crisis of identity. So I want to make a movie where I play myself with Pedro Pascal, but I'm not Nick Cage. I'm Nick Cage.
Nicky.
Okay.
Nicky Cage.
Nicky Cage with a K, not a C.
Hey, having a younger version of him in the same movie was genius, though.
It was genius.
All my favorite jokes came from that, and this only happens like 2 or 3 times.
Well, I think in the Blu-ray, there's like deleted scenes with that character.
I do have the Blu-ray.
Did you watch the?
I haven't.
Scenes? Okay, because I think there's like 45 minutes of extra stuff.
That's where the shirt came from
with him in it. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm back. He never went anywhere though. That's
what it says.
Yeah, I'm back, and not that I went anywhere. You didn't. He's always been working. Like, yeah, Nick Cage never kind of went away.
But that was the joke of the movie,
right? Yeah,
he wasn't working that much, but in reality, he's working nonstop.
He's working too much. That's the
Mel
problem.
Gibson's doing that now.
Mel Gibson is catching up with Nick
7
Cage.
movies this year. 7.
all about he's an ex-drug lord, ex-criminal cop in a room where it's a natural disaster happens and they're robbing the hotel or
It's like
something.
Bruce Willis retired and Mel Gibson's like,
Yeah.
yes.
The
He did the Mr. Burns hand
I'm
pyramid.
ripping all the benefits.
Yes, exactly. He's just hiding behind the curtain.
Bruce Willis got aphasia, and I'm reaping all the benefits. Mel Gibson comes into those movies now, and John Travolta's slowly following.
Yeah, Travolta's
Hey,
like,
what about me? Oh,
he's trying so hard to keep his career going. All right, let's
Well, he
talk about
just
the next
lost,
thing I have on here.
okay.
Characters and the actors in it. Go
Okay.
ahead with your movie. Just touch on the characters and the actors that play them.
Well, we got Nick Cage plays the cop. Good man. He's an honest man, married to Rosie Perez's wife, who's just a fucking annoying bitch. And then Bridget Fonda is the waitress who lives with her friend, and she's poor, making turkey BLTs for her friend, and talking about how life's over. And her Stanley Tucci ex-husband, like she can't divorce him because she can't afford to divorce him. And then you got Seymour Castle, who's an old character actor. He comes in as a millionaire con man, which you don't know until later. And then you got Richard Jenkins as the lawyer, who's great. He's the scummy lawyer that takes care of.
He's always great.
He's good in anything. And then the black guy, I forgot his name. He's in a bunch of stuff. That's right. He's in a bunch of stuff.
We'll talk about him in Hollywood is Dead.
Yes, he's a character actor that is quite appreciative.
Richard Jenkins as well.
And Richard Jenkins. And Seymour Castle.
Yeah, I mean, there's
this movie is loaded. Yeah,
I almost said both these movies, but no, one of these movies is full of beloved character actors. The other one is full of foreigners who. And I'll show you
filled with guys that had to fill the quota.
But yeah.
Oh god, yeah, 211 is garbage. I hate 211 so much.
I laughed hysterically. All right. Well, I'll talk about that during my segment. Go ahead and finish the cast and the characters.
Well, that's pretty much
you feel about anything about the characters.
The interaction is pretty good. Like it's a love story, so it's sort of saccharine, cheesy, written by a woman, so it's going to be it has that feel. It's very Nora Ephron. There's going to be those female jokes and like the female side of things.
You don't have
like,
Alec Baldwin showing up though.
Exactly, but you do have Stanley Tucci, who's just as hairy. So I guess it works out.
Stanley Tucci standing there with a towel around his waist, going, "Where are you going?"
Yeah,
not going anywhere.
Yeah, and he steals her olives. Oh, it's hilarious.
He steals the macadamia.
Steals her olives, or what? That's what macadamia nuts. And he say, "Oh, eats them." But he's always good. But no, this cat. It's a well-made movie. It's a professional movie. It's made by, written by a veteran, directed by a veteran. They're people that work for a lot. They're just Andrew Weinsberger. Hold on,
Andrew Bergman.
Names Andrew Bergman, who's done a bunch of stuff.
He directed Cage's movie Honeymoon in Vegas, which I think is a far superior movie to this.
You're probably right. You're not wrong. Oh, and Isaac Hayes is Angel Tabri, who shows up, and he's kind of like the narrator of the piece. And Red Buttons.
Red Buttons is in there.
Red Buttons' last movie. He's the lawyer, Nick Cage's lawyer, which I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, Red Buttons. He was 110 here.
Yeah.
In 1994.
I don't think he lived too much longer after this.
I wouldn't think so. No, I wouldn't think so.
I could look it up.
But Jane Anderson is the writer, and her credits include.
We have that later.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Just characters
she writes
and
a lot
the
of
actors.
TV.
Yeah, we'll talk about the directors and what they've done and the writers.
How to Make an American Quilt.
What else are you forgetting? Is that it? I think you hit everyone.
J.E. Freeman, who is the character actor from. He's in. We just watched a Nick Cage movie. He was in another Nick Cage movie called Wild at Heart. He was the assassin. He was the guy that was dealing with what's her name? Oh God. Oh
yeah,
God.
I can't think of her name.
Bruce Laura Dern's mother. He was dealing with her. Yeah, crazy.
Wow, Red Buttons died in 2006. He lived in there 12 years.
Holy shit!
He looks like he's
living in 2 more Nick Cage movies.
He died at 87.
I'll do it. Holy shit!
I think you hit all the characters. I don't think
Yeah, I
you
think that's
hit
pretty much
how
it.
annoying Rosie Perez is in this movie.
No, she is hands down. You want to kill her. Like you just can't stand her. She could have been played with more sympathy, maybe to make her not such a bad guy, but you hate her from the first moment she's on screen. Like you can't stand her because she's got that fucking accent and she plays it up where it's like a caricature. It's not even a human.
Yeah, it's John Leguizamo in drag in Tu Wong
Oh
Fu.
yeah, and I can't stand him either. It's just, oh god, two
I love
people
John
that you don't want in the
Leguizamo.
same. I don't care for him that much. He's okay. He's annoying.
He's
I
great.
just ugh,
What's
I don't
wrong with
like him.
you?
I don't like him that much.
He's
He's
the
all
bad guy
right.
in that new Santa movie.
Oh, he was also the Violator in Spawn.
Yeah, well,
I'm the Violator.
that's something
And
else.
he was Luigi in Super Mario Bros.
He was Luigi.
And he hates that movie with Bob Hoskins. They both bonded and got drunk on how bad that
I was
movie
gonna
was.
say one of them got really drunk.
Oh yeah, and he wrote a book about it. And he called them the two cunts, and he included the female more. He said he's the bigger cunt. I think that's what he said.
Oh, I
It
love
was
it.
a husband and wife team. Bob Hoskins.
So, yeah, you hit everybody. I think there's a lot of great character actors in the movie. Rosie Perez, though, I was gonna did want to touch back on that if I could. Her accent doesn't bother me. It's her voice, which is an obvious thing to say, but like you said, she plays so far into it because of the success she had in White Man Can't Jump. She's like, I guess that's just what I do now. And it's like maybe that worked for that movie.
Well, I think that could be also because that movie was so successful. They just told her keep it going. It's great because she doesn't do that all the time. Like in The Counselor, she's pretty good because she's
Yeah.
sedate. She was fine in that. She's pretty good in Fearless.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Philip Seymour Hoffman movie.
no, Fearless. This was another one. It's a Peter Weir movie starring the Big Lebowski, the dude, Jeff Bridges.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
And it's the one where he survives the plane crash.
This is the year after. This is right between those two movies.
Oh shit, yeah, because she's actually in that movie. She's very good. She's actually really good in Fearless.
Isabella Rossellini,
where she plays the mother who lost her kid on the plane, and she thinks it's her fault. And Jeff Bridges kind of explains it to her like, it wasn't your fault. You couldn't have done anything about it. It's just you have to let it go. And like he puts her in a car accident, and she can't hold on to this toolbox, which weighs about the same amount of her baby. So the toolbox goes flying out the window and they crash into something. And he tells her, like, I told you, it's not your fault. You couldn't have done anything about it. It's good. Fairness is actually a decent flick.
It's got 7.1. I've always
wanted to see it. Movie. It's a decent movie. Yeah. It was on HBO one of these days, and you just kind of was like, I'll watch it. And
I noticed John Turturro's in it, and I do not include him in the character actor list. I think he's
really
a star. I think he's
really. You think so?
Same thing with Luis Guzman. People know who he is.
I don't know about that. I don't know because he's never starred in a movie.
No, but
he's always there.
He's like I said, Luis Guzman never starred in a movie.
Yeah,
it's not a major movie, but
right.
Everyone. So I mostly kept my list small, like smaller people. But anyway, that's a different show.
That's a different show. That's in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes.
I'll take over. Mine will be brief.
Yeah. Who the fuck's in your shit movie?
211. Let me hold up a Blu-ray because this is the most promotion this movie's ever going to get. Directed by York Alex Shackleton, which we'll talk about him later. Also stars
the Cage's son.
That guy. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know anyone else, any other character. I don't even know Cage's name. I don't know any character names. It doesn't fucking matter. They all speak with accents, trying to speak English. They all have gruff bad guy voices. None of the characters matter. You never feel bad. Even the guy who's about to have a baby. I don't feel because he gets shot and immediately he gets shot in the leg and immediately he's like, I'm gone.
I know.
He fucking lives. You drama.
I hated that. It was so bad. You gotta let me go, man. I'm dead.
Special recommendation though for that teenager, that kid that they have with him. He does a really good job.
He's fine
for what he has to do and who he's dealing with as an actor. He does a good job. He doesn't do anything special, but he's serviceable. In the rest of the cast, even Cage is terrible.
Oh, he just doesn't care. This one, he says he cares, but I don't think he cares in this one. This is
I
straight
think
up
he
paycheck.
started to. He liked the script. Because on its whole, the script is fine. Like it's this and it goes here and it goes.
I have
It's
a
an
theory.
action movie.
I have a theory on the script.
But yes, so 1 second. The as a plot, like I could see reading the script and going, this sounds pretty good. Like this sounds like a heist movie, and it goes wrong. But then you get to production and you're like, oh, you didn't hire any actual actors, huh? Oh shit. It's just people because everyone is paired. There's one good actor, one decent actor, and one actor, and one person who barely speaks the language, or is just a robot. The cop who gets shot in the leg cannot act. His wife is fine, and then it cuts to the kid's mom, who's part of the program
nurse,
here,
yeah.
and she's fine. And that nurse, the principal,
Yeah.
that she's sitting with, is the fucking worst actress I think I've ever seen in my life. She's unbelievably bad. I want to show a clip here, and I will in a moment, but go ahead. And what were you going to say?
Well, my theory on the script is it reminds me of Wrath of Man. Same kind of plot where it's a military. There's a military guys are robbing banks.
Are you going to give anything away from Wrath of Man?
No, that's all I'm going to say. Is that's basically, but they added the subplot is different in Wrath of Man because Statham plays a crime lord, where it basically would be the character of Nick Cage because he becomes an undercover armed guard guy to find out who killed his kid because his kid gets murdered. So it's a revenge tale. But the bank robbers are all former security to Mr. Cage.
Hold on. There's a reason I'm showing this.
That's hilarious.
But go ahead and finish your theory.
And I feel like the guys who wrote this movie read that movie first, and all they took from it was, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we just had a team of military guys be bank robbers? And the rest of it is just like junk that was unused from other scripts that they were writing at the time but never finished, and they just put it into one movie.
I want you to look at something, because when I mentioned I was laughing hysterically during the credits, it was because of this. Watch the last letter of everyone's name is either an A or a V. Every once in a while, it's like an I or an L.
Yeah.
Like this guy has an L, but his first name is Jordan. But look at how many fucking V's are on screen. It's insane.
Ognodova Petrov.
Okay. Hold on, it's going to blur for a minute until it catches up. Here it comes. A I R A V V A V A V A
an easy eye test.
V A V and V V.
Oh my God.
V V V V V V V V and V V V A.
There's a lot of Eastern Europeans in this.
V V V V V A V. VVOVV. Look at that fucking thing.
We're all related. Hello. We're all related. It's wonderful.
And not only are there V's, they all end in V. There's like several V's within the name itself. It's insanity.
Samanka.
Vladimir. Vladislav.
Ewan
Nikola.
Mitrovic.
And I'll scroll anywhere in this credit and you'll see it. See, I just scrolled to a random spot. VVAVV.
Oh my God.
I could not stop laughing the entire credits. It was the most entertaining part of the movie for me.
That's fantastic.
Because we sat there and I'm like, oh my God.
It's so real. It's true.
It didn't end. And it was laughing at Cage's assistant.
But did it say at the end filmed in Georgia? That would have been the greatest joke.
Made in Georgia. Yeah, the fucking peach. No, okay. Other than the main cop guy who gets shot, Weston Cage is in it.
Yeah.
There's some other bad actors. I really have nothing to say. I didn't care about any of the characters.
Oh, I didn't care. I wanted them all to die, to be honest with you.
Like I mentioned, there's the Interpol agent who shows up after everything happened. At one point, she hands a little piece of plastic from a C4 thing to a cop, and he's like, "Thank you for this. Where'd you find this?" And she gives him an address. We don't see that scene, but he shows up later like, "This lady's helpful. She gave us the address." And you're like, "What did they do at the what?"
Was that the waitress that got blown up taking a cigarette break?
No, it was the Interpol agent lady.
Oh, right. I forgot about her.
She just wanders around after the fact.
And she shoots the main bad guy after Nick Cage shot the main bad guy.
And after the cop or the kid shot him as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody shoots him.
Nothing fucking matters.
These are the worst. These are the worst bank robbers ever. Their plan is horrible. It doesn't work on every level. They suck at their job.
Yeah.
They're terrible. All for $1 million, which is like, that sucks. Split between what, 5 guys?
4 guys.
Was it 4 guys? Because the first guy dies right away. He's the getaway driver.
Yeah, he gets
And
shot.
Nick Cage immediately is like, something's not right here. And then their brilliant plan, these brilliant bank robbers plan to make a diversion just in case a cop comes by. They blow up a restaurant across town.
Yeah.
So they blow up a restaurant for no reason other than to be a tactic to get people away from them. Doesn't work because Nick Cage doesn't leave, and then all the cops end up going there anyway. So that was a big waste of time. And
the only reason Nick Cage doesn't leave and his partner is because they have the ride along. So it's like they wrote the ride along in there to keep him there. But if he just didn't write the diversion in there.
Well, it doesn't, even the ride along, it's like, oh, hey, you're a ride along. We're not supposed to put you in danger. Yeah. There's a bank robbery. Let's shoot him. And you stay in the car as I shoot this guy in the head as he drives away, shooting machine gun bullets at us.
At first, they don't know it's a bank robbery. They think he's just parked there wrong.
No, I know at first, but then when shit hits the fan,
it's in front of the bank. Maybe get the kid out of the car.
Well, yeah, I would say, you know what? If it is a bank robbery, you should probably tell the kid, you know what? You should probably go home now. It's time to do police work, and you're going to end up being an accessory to murder at the end of the movie, kid.
I was thinking when they first got the kid in the car, because he sits in the back. Yes. I was thinking, like, if they arrest someone, is he just going to hang out in the back with the criminal? Or are they going to swap and make the criminal drive?
It's like Scared Straight.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat that ass. You get in prison, all I think about is your ass.
All I could think about was that. And then they do it, and he's like, back up. I got to ride along, but got to bring out a cruiser to take him to county. I'm like, damn, they answered that. They did answer that one thing for me. Okay.
No, terrible. It's the worst. I hated their plan. It made no sense.
Yeah.
And they're gonna, when they release the hostages, they put a bomb in one of them, but they split them up into 2 groups. So it's like, well, are you gonna kill all the hostages or just kill one half of the hostages? Doesn't make any sense. And the cop finds the bomb and goes, "Oh my god!" He runs. He blows up.
He blows up in
himself.
Comedic fashion.
It's really kind of funny. He like turns into a weird dummy that kind of pops and
it's like a
straw.
They glued a bunch of turkey legs together. It was so weird. He's all no head. He looks disconnected. All legs.
These guys have no escape plan because they just run out with the bags of money. They just run, and then all the cops blow them away. And
but they make it sound like they're super fucking smart, and
they're not.
They don't cover each other at all.
No.
Weston Cage gets killed immediately when he walks out.
Yeah, all for $1 million, which is less than what they're owed.
And
the
only reason they're getting the $1 million, okay,
because the guy told them.
He goes something bank in whatever Massachusetts. Okay, but then they go rob the bank.
Right.
Why does it matter where that guy's money is?
Just go rob a bank. Go rob a bank. Yeah, go to an easy tap. Rob a string of banks, make more money, and you get away with it.
But that makes the first 10 minutes irrelevant.
It does. It's because it's a stupid fucking movie.
All right. So next category is editing and cinematography. This will be quick. It could happen to you.
It's serviceable. It's a real movie.
Yeah.
It's a professional crew. It's shot in New York. It's real stuff. It's 1994. It looks good. It's fine.
They had some good dolly work, and it could happen to you. Like
it's a $20 million studio produced movie, so it's going to be fine. Like 211 looks like my
handheld, and try not to show anything outside of the frame,
right?
Because they're people just wandering by and like
because it's Albania. If they get out of that shot, you're going to see Serbia. Obviously,
I like changing the country every time we talk about it.
It's Albania, Serbia, Yugoslavia.
Yeah, but it's like real tight quarters the whole time.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in the movie that looks fine. The action sequences either look really good with the bullets or they look really bad where we're getting shot and you hear it, but you don't see any bullet holes.
The action is so boring and bland in this movie. It's so boring. 'Cause I didn't even realize that was Nick Cage's son getting shot when he walks out. And they all
Yeah.
showed, like, all the cops shoot him, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's got body armor on, but don't matter, he's dead because they get him in the head.
Yep.
So it's like, well, that was a
Corny.
waste of time.
And
That
the
was,
cops-
there's no point.
The cop that Cage was with is just dead. And he's like,
Oh,
shit.
God.
Fuck.
No. And then it's like they spend 20 minutes trying to get him to an ambulance. It's like, just get him out of there. Go. You got the ambulance, just go. He got shot in the leg. He keeps talking about he's going to die. And then you think he's going to die, and then they bring him back. It's so annoying.
He's
like, kill him or
drama
not.
queen.
Like, God damn.
And then when they get him to the
it's so
hospital, the wife
boring.
shows up, and then she's like, "My husband," and she immediately turns around and starts talking to the mother of the kid that was there.
The ride
And
along.
she does not
kid.
look back at her
Yeah.
husband the rest of the movie.
No, because she's
doesn't.
sick of him. She wants him dead.
She like helps her with a phone because she's doing a surgery on a dead person or checking out a dead person, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. But yeah, the editing, yeah, it's fine. It's not good in 211, and it could happen to you. It's serviceable, like you said. It's got a budget. This one does not. I get it. It's cheap, but it's still, when you do a cheap movie like this, at least make the characters interesting. I can't even name a character name or a quirk. There's that lady cop who gets shot, and she has all these actresses. And I turned to my wife when we were watching this, and I go, when she's getting the guns, with her partner in the station, when they're ready to go to that bombing, and they're handing each other guns, and she's like, "Ah, here we go, don't fuck it up," or something. I'm like, I feel like these are like the softcore porn scenes from Jason X. How that movie feels like softcore porn with the worst fucking actors.
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of. But she shows up and immediately gets shot, and then the guy has to carry her away. The one cop does everything. He carries her out of there. He carries someone else out of there. Then he goes back with Cage, and he's like, "We're brothers, man," and then immediately dies.
Nick Cage don't do that shit. He's too busy. He's like, I don't do that. Yeah. Let him do that. He gets killed, so he's a hero. I'll take the bow. It's fine.
I'll take the medals.
That's fine.
The only reason these two movies are paired together is because it's two movies where he's a cop.
He had to have played a cop in another movie, right?
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, well, he's a detective. He's not really a cop.
He's a cop.
That's loose. I'm trying to think. Yeah, is he in another movie where he's a cop? I can't really remember. He plays technically he plays FBI agent in Face Off.
Yeah.
Technically. So I got some interesting trivia bits here for It Could Happen to Dick.
Okay.
Pretty good one, actually. These are pretty fascinating. I will give credit where credit is due.
Is it good for now? Because right now my next plot point is resolution of the plot.
Yeah, we can talk about it after that.
Okay, so resolution of plot. Just quickly, how do they tie It Could Happen to You up?
It could happen to you. His wife wants to divorce from Nicolas Cage. He's too generous. He's too nice with his money. She's sick of it. She wants to be a millionaire, so she divorces him. And he's like, "Fine, take my money. I don't care. Take it." But she wants the money that he gave to Jane Fonda or Bridget Fonda. And
I would love if it was Cage and Jane Fonda.
Whoops, her aunt. And
I'd rather fuck Jane Fonda 2022 though.
Oh, I'd fuck her any era. Jane Fonda. Oh, Bridget Fonda. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
I showed my wife pictures of her. She goes, "No, who is that?"
Oh, it's so sad.
I'm not even making fun of her. We talked about this before.
No, it's just it's sad. It's a sad deal. But
I told you I jerked off to her before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just
good on Danny Elfman for not being a scumbag and leaving his wife. I guess maybe there's true love after all. It's a dead man's party. We have an agreement. I dress up as Jack Skellington.
Where swingers?
At the party. 10 Roof
marriage.
Busted. Oh, wait, that's B-52, so that doesn't count. That's not Oingo Boingo. But so they get the divorce. She hires Richard Jenkins as her lawyer. It goes to trial, and Nicolas Cage and Bridget Fonda lose. Rosie Perez gets all the money, and you end up. They think that she's a harlot. They think Bridget Fonda's a harlot, whore, Nick Cage is a scumbag, but then
The cheesy scene when she
Isaac
runs off in
Hayes.
the courthouse.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheese smalts going on.
90s
I love
cheese.
you. Don't run. I love you. I don't care about the money. I love you.
Do you want me to
I want to be
go?
with you.
No.
Just tell me I'll go. I'll never come back. And then she says, "Don't go." And so they get back together.
I never
And
had
Isaac
anyone
Hayes,
love me before.
and then, yeah, that. And then Isaac Hayes
Oh God.
shows up as a homeless man, but he's
With
a
dreads.
photographer with the New York Times or New York Post, and he takes pictures and he basically says, "In the darkest hour, they let a man in have soup. They're wonderful people. It's all true." And then the city of New York gives them a bunch of money because they gave them like $5, $1, $10.
Yeah.
They give them like $600,000, so they're able to buy the restaurant and they're able to
then-
keep his job as a cop, and they get
And then
married and la di da da da.
They sent all the money to the couple, and then the follow up in the New York Post was, "Oh no. Please send that to the Church of Scientology. I didn't mean to mislead you. They're full of thetans. Send that here."
Their thetans levels are high, and I'm dead now, so it doesn't matter.
I've gone clear.
And I guess there was a at the end of the movie, there's a disclaimer where the true story that this is based on, which was essentially a pizza parlor in New York. A waitress lived. This guy was 25-year cop. He would go to this diner all the time. She worked there for like 25 years. So he said, "Well, I'll split this ticket with you if we win." They ended up winning like $6 million. So they split $3 million, and
They're both happily married.
They were both married at the time and happily married. There was no shenanigans. And it was just like, you know what? I told you I'd give you half. I'm going to be a man of my word. And that was a nice story.
I think they
and
could
that's all
have.
it was.
Okay, so let's play writer. I think they could have made that a more interesting story than this, like, very, very predictable movie.
I mean, you need to have the conflict of Rosie Perez. I get why they put that in there. They make her kind of like
it would have been ended up being more
woman.
of a drama where it's the couple.
It would have been more. Well, there wouldn't be any conflicts. So I understand why they would put the conflict of the divorce lawyer, the divorce court sequence, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how else you could do it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, here's the game we're playing. Let's make this the real version of the story. You'd have to make most of the drama happen before they even talk about the lottery ticket.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
She's going, like, her son's going through chemo, and you gotta have that sort of shit. But whatever I don't know what the real life story is with that waitress, but she's a waitress in New York City in the 80s.
Yeah, that's it. 84.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yeah.
But I doubt she was. Everything in this movie is very schmaltzy and very precise to the stereotypes. Like, she's a waitress, she's going through a hard time. The husband, blah, blah,
blah.
And he happens to be unhappily married. It's like all conveniently set up for them to fall in love. It's a romantic comedy, only without the comedy. I don't think this movie is funny at all. There's like nothing to laugh at here. It's more of it's not a drama. It's not a comedy. What is this movie?
I would say it's a comedy.
Did you laugh once? I didn't.
No. It's a romantic comedy.
It's a romance movie.
It's a thriller. It's a romance thriller.
That's what I'm saying. There's no jokes.
Well,
Wendell Pierce is amusing as this kind of his partner, but the resolution of the plot is they fall in love, and to hell with everyone and what they think. And then luckily Isaac Hayes is named Angel and writes like, "Oh, she's not a whore. They're actually in love." And people are like, "Oh, okay." So they don't.
She ain't a fucking harlot.
Right. They don't move, and she opens up her soup kitchen again. Essentially, is what it was.
Right.
And they live there, and they have $600,000 from everyone. It's a sweet story. I'm not gonna trash it. It's just schmaltzy as hell. Like,
that happens in the movie. That happens in the movie, not in real life. Because real life, they just got the lottery money. And that was it.
Yeah. And then
that's the only truth that they split the ticket. That was it.
It was in the papers, and that was it.
Yeah. That was it. That was the
story. That was it. And I actually like that story better. It's still amazing that the guy actually followed through with that, because 99. The odds of winning the lotto are as good as a person not following through on that bet, on that promise.
But then again, I mean, people who win the lottery always go fucking crazy and they always it's
Yeah,
a
but you
dark
give her
story
$100
anyway.
grand and
So
call it good. Like,
hey, how about this, honey? I give you $2,500 cash, and I get
you're Robert
your husband to
Redford.
suck my dick.
I'll give you
I'm gonna
$1
make love
million
to you
for your waitress wife for the night.
for your vagina for the night.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
You gotta earn that tip. No, it's just water.
Oh, it's just the glass and the lighting. Okay.
It's one of those old school,
Yeah.
like
thick.
whiskey glasses.
Speaking of which, I went to Costco today, which I fucking hate. So I got the Canadian whiskey.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot what show we're on. I'm locked in the house, so this was delivered to me at the door. I'm not allowed to leave this house.
You're not?
According to the plot of B Movie Battle, remember?
Oh, that's right. It's the Purge.
Yeah.
Oh,
So okay, my plot resolves by every single person who's not Nick Cage and the kid dying.
yes.
Therefore, there's no more bank robbery and there's no more cops getting killed.
Because they're dead.
There are so many cop deaths in this movie, like 40, I'd say.
Well, it's that one line the guy says, "Remember in Kabul, you killed 32 guys? Yeah, same thing, bro. Let's do it."
It's insane how many people die. Because
Yeah.
Weston Cage, I can't want to call him Wesley. Weston Cage.
Wes Anderson.
I didn't mind him in this movie. He's okay.
Yeah. He's
fine. He doesn't have he has like 4 lines of dialogue, and
yeah,
whatever. He's serviceable. He's better than most of the people in the movie. I'll give him that.
Yeah, give him that much credit. Yeah,
I would not give him credit if I didn't really think he deserved it, because I don't give a shit. But he's fine.
Way.
He wasn't great. He didn't steal anything, but he was just there, and it didn't bother me. The first time I watched this, I didn't even know that was him. Then I watched it again yesterday, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's it. That's Cage's son." Like I recognized him. But he's sniping cops one after another, and seems like that scene should be pretty dramatic and like brutal, but he's like, and like 45 seconds later, like they cut back to him. The cop falls down. It's like so badly done that there's no drama, nothing carries over.
No, there's no tension, no conflict. It's just guys shooting at things, and they're shouting like, "Good, get the money out of here, man!" Yeah, that's about it.
There's the only resolution with the really only carryover plot point of the movie is Cage's daughter comes up to him in the arc of the movie,
right?
And hugs him. And he's like, "I love you." She's like, "I know, I love you too."
I love you, honey. Don't forget about the bank manager who gets his head blown off for no reason.
That part was fun.
That was just like, "You shoot me, yeah, shoot me, go ahead, shoot me," and he shoots him, and that's it.
They have a whole scene introducing this character, the bank manager, and his wife's like, "Tell him to close. You don't need to do it." He's like, "No, I have to do it. I have to be there." And she's like, "Fine, well, just be careful." And then there's a long scene, and then he goes to work, and you see his like whole morning.
Yeah. They're trying to do it
like he's dead.
Did you ever see that movie Dragged Across Concrete?
Yes.
Okay, same thing that they do with the Jennifer Carpenter character, where she's
trying to remember her in that movie.
She's got the baby. She doesn't want to leave the baby because she needs to go back to work at the bank. And the one day she goes back to work at the bank is the day she gets killed in the bank robbery. And it's like fucking brutally, violently murdered.
Only that's a good movie.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
That's the one where they're pinned in that armored truck and it's on the side, right? Yeah, that's
with
a fun
Mel
movie.
Gibson and Vince Vaughn.
Yes, that's the good version of this movie.
Yes, I would say so.
You know, it's another movie Cage did about a heist that I keep recommending to you is The Trust. Him and Elijah Wood.
Right? Yeah, I do want to watch.
They're doing the heist, and that's the point. And that's a fun movie, and it's ridiculous and it's fun. And this has no fun.
There's no fun at all.
There's no inherent drama. I didn't give a shit if Cage got his head blown off.
No.
I didn't care if these guys could have gotten away with it, killed an orphanage, and then drove off. I would have been like, cool.
All right.
I thought that was a better ending because the resolution of this is they all get killed. A lot of cops get killed. And then they have a little hug and I love you and goodbye. Credits.
No, the last line of the movie is, "I need some new pictures from that camera you have on that phone of yours. Take pictures with your phone. I need new pictures."
Because at one point, not the Hemsworth brother does this whole son,
Right.
I love you.
Yeah, whatever. And then
What?
he's the worst.
What scene was I gonna play?
I don't know.
We were talking about
the bank manager.
No, we talked about it
Shot in the
earlier.
head.
I said I was gonna play a clip, and I can't remember what it was.
Rosie Perez.
No.
So apparently, Rosie Perez in this movie, not 222.
Okay, here's the one that feels like Jason X porn.
Oh yes, please.
Maybe you're nuts.
Hey, let me ask you something. You ever think about going into comedy? You'd be amazing with a microphone.
I thought about it, but seriously, you're a shitty shooter.
It all depends what I'm shooting at.
Oh,
Thanks for the pep talk.
What?
anytime.
What? None of that made sense.
Good morning, McAvoy.
Yeah, it is. How's the new guy?
New.
You should be a comedian, you stupid bitch.
Doesn't it feel like everything's dubbed?
Yes, it does. It's odd. I think it is because they do not have American voices. These are all Eastern European actors.
I know I was going to play. I mentioned the two sets of actors. One of them's decent. One of them is terrible. This is one of them. He's terrible. She's fine.
Yeah.
She just said, I'm pregnant. It's the most schmaltzy scene ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I'll have your mom take me to the doctors today to make sure.
And I'll abort it.
Look at her eyes. And he's a robot.
I love you.
He can't even move his eyebrows.
Oh
my God, I love you.
That was the best take.
The scene I was going to play was, this right here.
Is that?
She is fine. She's good here. She's terrible later in the hospital, but she's good here.
Because she's
This
sitting
might
down.
be the worst actress I've ever seen in my life.
I don't believe that, but yeah.
With a local police force. Police? My son's not doing one of those scared straight things.
Try and think of this more as a course correction. It's a ride along. He accompanies an officer on a routine patrol. And then he gets a close-up look of where bad choices can take you.
An African American.
Is that Annette O'Toole?
She keeps forgetting her lines.
Well, she has Alzheimer's, obviously. Look at her.
It's insane.
Or she's Russian and she can't remember lines in English.
Yeah, there's something going on, but she is terrible.
You have right along. He does not go to jail. It's in car. And Nick Cage the officer will take him to the bank robbery. I read too much script. But Rosie Perez's breasts were suppressed in the first part of this movie because it's revealed later she has a boob augmentation. So those are her real boobs at the end of the movie. So she got big, nice boobs.
Well, if you've seen, speaking of, let's see some boobs here.
What, in this? Oh, yeah, there he is.
He lives, by the way.
He's got the palest nipple I've ever seen.
He does.
But he pale nipple. So the best part of this, so Nick Cage appeared in this film, Wild at Heart. Rosie Perez appears in the sequel.
There's a sequel to Wild at Heart?
She plays the character that Isabel Rossellini played. So
there's a sequel to Wild at Heart?
That's what it says. I don't believe it. I don't know if there maybe no connection to David Lynch, maybe.
No, David Lynch didn't do it, but there's a sequel?
I guess that's what it said in the trivia. I don't know how. Look up, is there a sequel to Wild at Heart? And then the last piece of trivia here, which I think is the funniest shit in the world, is that this movie was supposed to star. Just take a guess on who this movie was supposed to star.
What it could happen to you?
Yes.
I could see this starring like literally anyone from the 90s because there's nothing to this character. You know, John Cusack, Kevin Bacon, fucking anyone, Robin Williams, anyone.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I can see that.
He turned this movie down to do Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I could see that.
It could happen to you.
You know what though? He made the right call.
I can split this ticket with you, and you get the money. My wife's breasts need to be bigger.
I can work with James Cameron again, or I can work with Andrew Bergman and do a fucking lottery
No.
ticket movie.
Andy Bergman is a great man. He's fantastic. I get to work with Bridget Fonda and Rosie Perez. I love working with Rosie. Her gigantic breasts.
Well, let's talk about Andrew Bergman because now we're on the writing and directing part, and it's pretty much our last segment. Andrew Bergman has an interesting career.
Yes, he does.
He directed our other movie, Honeymoon in Vegas, like I mentioned. He wrote, though, he wrote some movies that I actually enjoy. His first screenplay ever, Blazing Saddles.
Wow. There you go.
A few movies later, Fletch.
Yeah.
The Freshman. He wrote Honeymoon in Vegas. He wrote The Scout, an Albert Brooks movie with Brendan Fraser that I actually enjoy, but not a great movie. It's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
And then he did Striptease.
Exactly.
And then he didn't work a whole lot. He did The In-Laws and he had Paws of Fury, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Directing, he directed The Freshman, Honeymoon in Vegas, Second Time to You, Striptease, and Isn't She Great? And then he's done after 2000.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not like a script doctor.
He's got to be. He
the
clearly knows how to write a script.
Well, I think The Freshman was nominated for Best Screenplay.
Yeah.
Anytime
Fletch is a great script, too.
And Fletch is great. Anytime you get nominated for screenwriting, you can basically be a script doctor for the rest of your life. I think that's
if you write in your resume, I wrote Blazing Saddles, you're going to work the rest of your life.
Well, exactly. I think that's the key.
I think Fletch is a better script than Blazing Saddles.
Right.
I think Blazing Saddles made a lot more in the filmmaking with Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Fletch, though, was probably just word for word. And that movie's awesome.
Well, you'd be surprised because Fletch dialogue is different than Fletch movie dialogue because they have the books. I was looking at the books in comparison. They are actually very different. It is not.
No, I'm just saying the script. The script is probably to the movie than
I think
script versus movie.
I think a lot of it is Chevy Chase. It's Chevy Chase ad libs.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
In the first Fletch,
him and Fletch, you can't deny he's great in Fletch.
I love Fletch.
Second Fletch is fucking terrible.
I watched Fletch Confess Fletch. I finally saw that.
What is it?
The John Hamm version of Fletch Confess.
Oh God, that came out.
Yeah, I saw it. I watched it. It's like subpar at best. It's like it should be a streaming movie. Like
oh God, I'm pulling it up right now. That's real.
Yeah, it's a real movie. Confess Fletch. It's like it's not that funny.
Greg Mottola made it.
Yeah, it's not that.
I like Greg Mottola for the most
funny.
part. I like Roy Wood Jr.
Whatever. Kyle MacLachlan's in it.
Okay, so let's move on. So that's the writing. You wanted to mention the writer of It Could Happen.
She wrote a bunch of TV. She wrote Mad Men, and I think she's won a bunch of Emmys and shit.
Anderson.
So,
she's on stage with her IMDb picture holding an Emmy.
So she's won awards. So I think she must have won for Mad Men. And so she's been in the business for a while. She's written a lot of stuff. But I mean, like I said, this is a pro movie 100% because it's a $20 million studio produced movie. So you're going to have professionals who know what they're doing work on it, even though it's schlocky and it's not much to schmaltz, but it works. It's fine.
It does.
It's proficiently made. It's a factory produced movie. It's done. It's what you expect. And it was the same year as Guardian Test.
Yes, which is why it's combined here. Same studio, same blah, blah, blah. Guardian
Test, happen to
I do enjoy more.
Do you? Okay, so I was going to say, you like this Guardian Test more than this one.
Yes. 211's writing and directing was done by Alex Shackleton. Would it surprise you to reveal that's not like a weird Eastern European guy? That's a Southern California skateboarder and professional snowboarder.
And they direct lots of these shit movies.
This is all he does. Weird?
Well, it's a fucking scam. These movies are scams.
Yes.
They're basically ways for the Russian mafia to wash their money, and that's why they're shot in Siberia and all this shit in the Russian. It's all fucking mafia money. Like all these fucking oligarchs
White's on
Oh, absolutely.
On Sunset Boulevard.
It's Hollywood. It was a Hollywood Boulevard.
Hollywood. Sorry.
It was right by the Chinese. It was before the Chinese. Before they
I thought that was on
gentrified
Sunset.
everything.
Yeah, okay.
No, it was Hollywood because we walked there from the apartments.
Oh, Sunset was my sandwich shop that was owned by a different mob.
Yes.
There's a sandwich shop about like half a block away from our school.
Yeah, I think that's long gone. That's all long gone.
That place is also they made some really good sandwiches though. But
I bet they would. I think that's when Slash Didn't Slash go to that place?
I don't know. It was really good though. I would just hang out
I
there.
think
Just
somebody told
go
me.
get a ham
Yeah,
sandwich and just sit there.
yeah. I think somebody was telling me that's a great place. I never went there. I should have went there.
I never saw
Might be-
anyone famous there, but
Yeah.
it was always busy and like everyone was super nice there. And but you don't. I don't know. You can't afford rent there just making sandwiches for $1.50 or
No,
like it was super cheap and
no, yeah. It was unless the guy owned the building and he paid for it 25 years ago.
it was
And
literally ham sandwiches that your grandma
Yeah.
would make you. That's what you ate there. I'm
Right.
like, fuck yeah. It was so it was under $2 for a sandwich.
Well, there you go. That's good.
And I would go there and I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
I still Perry and I still talk about Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Oh yeah.
That was such a wonderful place to go.
You could see the Hollywood High School mural from inside that
Yeah,
building.
that right there on Highlands. It was a wonderful place.
I
What
remember staring at that like, what the hell's happening over there?
I think Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, you see that in 1,000 movies, and I'm sitting there like, really looking at this up. It's kind of dumb, kind of cool, kind of dumb. I don't know.
Hasku, Hollywood Hasku.
All right, so writing and directing of 211. No,
It's a joke.
I'm not even going to get into detail. We need to get out of here.
No point.
Overall score for both movies, I will say 211. I don't see a sequel to A Wild at Heart, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
You don't know what it means.
I don't know what they said. There's a sequel to Wild
Yeah.
at Heart, so I have no idea what that means.
Maybe a book. I don't know.
I can't. Maybe she wrote the book. I don't know.
It Could Happen to You on IMDb has a 6.4 with 41,000 reviews or ratings, I should say.
I'd say that's accurate.
I gave it
would
a
agree with
6.
that. Yeah, 6 is fine.
My biggest problem
Perfectly
with
fine.
it is the first time. This is my second time watching both these movies. I caught bits and pieces growing up of It Could Happen to You because HBO or probably Cinemax more likely would just show pieces of, I would catch pieces here and there. And I've always been aware of it and knew what it was about. But this time I watched it again and I'm like, I didn't remember exactly how it ends, but I'm like, wait, you just have to sit there for the hour 40, whatever, hour 41 and just wait for this obvious ending to come to passing. And you're just waiting. And I was getting so impatient.
And it happens so fast too. The ending just happens. It's done. Like the movie's over.
I didn't agree. It was a drag the whole way for me.
No, I mean the very end when they're in the water balloon or they're in the hot air balloon.
That was nonsense. That must have been a really expensive shot because they're in Central Park, carrying up in a balloon and throwing out glitter after New York saved them. They're just raining litter on the town.
Fuck you, New York. Good night.
Fuck you and your one park.
Fuck that place. 8 miles, my dick. Who cares?
Right.
Imagine this, John Lennon. That's like the
211.
biggest waste of time to go to the Strawberry Fields. Strawberry Fields is the size of a fucking miniature golf course. It's terrible.
211 would have surprised you has. How many reviews, how many ratings do you think it has? How many people do you think watched and rated this movie on IMDb?
875.
You're close, but you need to add a 0 or 2.
80,000?
No, 10.
Oh,
So 8,600
8,000?
people reviewed this.
that's
It has a
insane.
4.4. I gave it a 3.
I would agree with that.
I gave it a
It's
4 the
shit.
first time, only because I wasn't paying enough attention. Clearly, because I thought the second cop was one of the Hemsworth brothers.
Oh my God, you
I
gave it
thought
a
it was
pass for
actually
that.
from Westworld, but it is not.
Oh
My
man,
brain just supplemented him to make it easier to swallow, I think. But
Yes.
it's clearly not him. I watched him like, that's clearly not him. Okay, I was so wrong.
wow.
So I guess the answer to the verses is clearly going to be It Could Happen to You.
Oh, it's the winner by a landslide for me. Yeah.
It's schmaltzy, but it's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
This, I don't know what you want to call this.
That is like a Riff Tracks movie waiting to happen.
It's like a like you said, it's a money laundering scheme. It's a lot of things, but a movie is not one of them.
No.
entertaining as sure as shit not one of them.
No, it's just fucking drag. And it's on Amazon, though, for free, so you can watch it whenever you want.
Really?
It was on Amazon.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's
I looked
unfortunate.
it up. I typed it in, 211. Boom, free. Oh, God.
It used to be on like Hulu, things like that. But
Yeah.
of course, when
Well,
we go to do it, I can't find it. So
I think they all switch movies, all these streaming networks.
yeah, it's getting faster and faster though.
Yeah. Well, next week, because The Fugitive used to be on Amazon. Now The Fugitive's on Hulu.
It used
I
to be
watched
like
that again.
2-3 years they'd hold it. Now it's like
Yeah. 6 weeks. It's a different streaming service.
crazy. Oh, you
I've
want to
seen this-
mention the Miller's Crossing actor? I wrote that down.
Yes. He's in this movie for about 2 minutes. He's the manager that keeps charging Bridget Fonda money for giving people free food. And he was in Miller's Crossing. He's so goddamn smart.
It's J.E. Freeman. He died in 2014.
He died of AIDS.
Another character actor.
2014. He died of AIDS. Yep. He was sick. Died.
Did he really die of AIDS?
Yeah, it says AIDS. Oh, I looked him
Oh,
up. He
okay,
died
because
of
there's a
AIDS.
scene. He's in the scene in the movie where they talk about the two guys with AIDS there that she helps.
Yeah. So I think he was a homosexual actor, which explains a lot because if you look at his portrayals in other movies, you're like, oh yeah, I can see that. But he was a good character actor. He shows up in random stuff. You're like, oh, it's that guy. You always forget who that guy is. He's also in Patriot Games.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to take your job, Murray.
Wild at Heart.
Yeah, Wild Art.
Alien Resurrection.
That crazy fucking bitch.
Nip Tuck, which is an underrated show.
Yeah.
NYPD Blue.
There you go,
TV
also.
He's in the movie Go.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. He is definitely, he didn't make my list or even my honorable mentions, but yeah, he was in there. I forgot he's in Miller's Crossing, one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah.
My second favorite Coen Brothers movie, I would say.
Yeah,
Third?
that's a good one.
Third favorite. I'll say third. I'll go Big Lebowski, then Fargo, then Miller's Crossing.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I rewatched Fargo not too long ago. It was really well. I enjoyed it.
We'll talk about an actor from that movie and the
Yes.
other show we're doing.
Oh, I don't know.
Hollywood Dead.
You're better than me, Margie.
Oh, I don't know, Margie.
Oh, you're just as good as those guys, if not better. Thanks, Margie.
All right, let's get out of
I
here.
painted a mallard,
We
Margie.
clearly have a winner. I do want to show my ratings though before we go. Here we go. Quality of movie, I put It Could Happen to You at number 30. I need to fix that because I do think Guardian Test is better. I kind of made these in a hurry. I did mention that I like Guardian Test more.
Wow.
I need to
quality
move
of
Guardian
movie.
Test above City of Angels though. That's the problem.
You put Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance above.
It is a better movie than It Could Happen to You.
Ah!
Only because I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the whole fucking movie.
Right.
211 though is at the bottom, right above Season of the Witch and
Yes.
Away, which says a
agree.
lot.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
On the right, quality of Cage. Cage is not that good in this movie. In 211, he's toward the bottom, right above Season of the Witch and Con Air. The movie though, I put quality of Cage though I put right below Guardian Test, which is where I meant to put the movie. I need to fix that, but whatever.
That's fine.
Part of the discussion we have there is me. I really need to do these after the discussion, but that's not how time works. So this is one I made beforehand. I'm going to need to fix the left column. But on the right, though, I think Cage is better in It Could Happen to You than Ghost Rider. He himself is better in that movie.
Ugh, Prisoners of the Ghostland. Ugh.
There's a reason it's so low on both lists.
Yes. Pay the Ghost, another awful movie.
Yeah, isn't it weird that Pay the Ghost is a better movie than 211 though?
Yes.
It's actually true. As bad
Yes,
as
it
Pay the
is.
Ghost is, it's way better than 211.
And
You know what the weird thing is? I didn't come out of this the first time I watched it hating it in any way because I wasn't paying full attention to it. And a couple days ago, I watched this the same day you did, and we were just trashing it the whole time. And I was like, I was watching it. Not even, when I watched it, I didn't talk to you. I was like, oh, "Fucking, this is so terrible." Like I was watching it unobjectively.
Yeah,
Just like this is so bad. Like
it's terrible. It's
the
so
acting
fucking
is
awful.
atrocious.
Yeah. It was a slog to sit through. It was tough.
Until next time, which will be, I don't think our next episode's till next year. It'll be the
Whoa.
history of swear words on Netflix.
Wow. Okay.
We're
Wow.
gonna do all 6 episodes. Here's the background for it.
Wow.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
History of swear words.
Yeah. Episodes such as
That's
shit, fuck, pussy. Those are some of the episode names. Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Dick Ticket.
So long, citizens. Here's our credits. We can talk over it.
It could happen to you. I just want
Watch
to
the
say, I'll
ending.
give you
Oh,
half
here we
this
go.
weekend.
Here's the nobody's coming to save you part. Yeah.
No one can save. You're all going to die. Even
Because it
31.
cannot happen to you. Do not call 911. Do not call 411 or 211.
Because 211 is a robbery in progress.
There you go.
With my ride along.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir.